In this video, I want to introduce you to a new product from Required Systems. It's an online, cloud-based audit tool. To use this system, you have to be logged on. This system can be used on any computer which has a browser and an internet connection, so it's compatible with a Windows PC, a Mac, an iPad or an Android tablet. There's no software to install on the system, it's all based on the website. So let me go back and use a user that I've already set up with some audits to show you how to work on this. Now, this person's called demo user and there's a password in here, so I'm just going to log in. And now if I go to my account, you'll see that I've got a subscription for the audit tool here. You've been granted access to the audit tool for this home or service. So I now click on the audit tool. So here is an audit I've been working on. I'll just talk you through how to create a new audit and then explain to you what we're looking at on this screen here. Before I do that, can I just talk about the guidance notes? If we click on here, this is guidance notes that have been written by an experienced care home manager on what is expected of you in terms of the evidence required to show compliance. This is not helping how to use this particular website, it's more about the evidence and style of evidence that's needed to evidence compliance. So it's worth having a read through that before you start on to doing your audit. So let's go back to the audit tool. In here you can see there are two audits that I've already created, but I'm going to create a new audit. So I click on the new audit button here. You can see in here that if I have multiple homes, I can click on this drop down and choose which home I want to create the audit for. The target date of the audit is the date when you expect the audit to be completed, and that would normally be the same time as before the inspection of the home would take place. One of the features here is that we can copy previous evidence from another audit. So rather than having to start from scratch all the time, you can take a previous audit you've done, copy that information and then edit that information for the new audit. So if I do that and select one of the already done, so if I select this one here, when I add it, it creates a new audit. Okay, let me go back and select an audit I'd previously created. Down the left hand side here are the fundamental standards, and the fundamental standards have various regulations. Regulation 4, so on, down to Regulation 20, then there's a couple of appendices here. On the right hand side I can view the components of that regulation. At the moment I've got all selected, so down here I can see all of the components of all of the regulations. By clicking on one of these, I can just show the particular components of that regulation. If everything is showing in white, that means that no evidence has been put into this. It's not out of date, it's not completed, there's nothing put in yet. Let me go back then to the Regulation 4. First thing you'll notice is that some of the components are different colours. Now these colours are colour coded to show whether the evidence is past due date. So in other words, this one, the target date for completing the evidence was the 1st of the 2nd, and that was sometime in the past, so therefore it's red. The one that's green, the evidence has been done, it's within date, and I've ticked it to say it's completed, so it's green. The one here that's amber colour or yellow colour is one which we've started putting in evidence, but we haven't completed it, and once we complete it, it will go green as well. The filters up here show how many of each type of evidence you have for a particular regulation. If I filter by completed only, in other words, uncheck these ones here, it tells me I have one completed one and it shows it there. If I want to see the ones that are past due, I do that and it shows me them. If I want to show a combination, I simply check the ones I want to see, or if I check them all, I see all of the components of that regulation. Okay, how do we go about then actually putting in the evidence? So let me just pick this one here. If I click on the edit button, it opens up a screen for that particular component, component 4.4. At the top here we see what the regulation is. In this box here is a list of sample evidence. Now you can use this or you can use your own evidence, it's up to you. So let's say I want to select this one. It copies it into my evidence box here, and I'll click on that one too. So I can build up my evidence in here by simply clicking on the sample evidence from this list. Now some of this may not be relevant to you, but what you can also do is you can type in here. So this box is a completely editable box, so you can type in what other evidence you have from either the list, or you can edit that and put it in there. If there's further action required, you can type it in there. You can put in the person who is responsible for that further action, and if necessary you can change the target date for this to be completed. And you can also tick on the complete box. So let's say I've just completed this, I'm happy, I've got all the evidence. I click on complete and save, and immediately I come back to this, I see it's turned green. This is now completed. I don't need to go into the edit to show something is complete. I can simply just click on the box like that, and that makes it complete. So you can build up your evidence, you can do it in any order you want, you can jump around between different regulations and enter in the evidence that you have for the compliance of the particular component of the regulation. Very often you want to keep a copy of this or print it out for an inspection. So using the button up here, so again if I go up here, everything that's displayed on screen that is determined by these filters will be printed out. So if I click on this, I've selected Regulation 4 and I click on the PDF and it downloads a PDF, a printable PDF, if I open that up, where you can see exactly what was on the screen, all the information. In italics you see the component of the regulation, and in the other writing here you see the actual evidence, and you can see whether it's completed, you can see the target date. So that's a PDF, you can save that, or you can just print it out and keep that as evidence. Notice it has the name of the home on it, it's got the date of the audit, and it's got all the information you need to make sure you can show compliance. That's the new Audit Tool. It's very easy to use. It's got the advantage of being cloud-based, so you can access it from anywhere, you can work on it from anywhere you've got an internet connection. You can have multiple audits for multiple homes. You can copy a previous audit to a new audit, either for a new home or for another home, so you don't have to go through and put all the evidence in again. You just need to edit it for that particular audit. I hope you found this video useful.